Okay, minions, with Mortal Kombat 2 on the horizon and a few voices speaking out because of a test screening that happened like about a month ago, I thought it would be cool to drop an update on the property, so let's do it. I hope they can get in line because I love the source material. When the first movie came out back in like 1995, not only did I love it, but I actually still love it today. Was it perfect? No, but it was close. Yeah, some of the original effects don't hold up, but then again, some do. And it felt like a time capsule of when it was made, and that's part of what I think makes it so great and part of what I love about it. The sequel, Annihilation, was just a miss for me. Aside from names, which they just crammed as many characters in as they could, this movie was a major letdown for most of the fans, and it was a flop. Nobody was on board. Enter the 2021 Mortal Kombat reboot. Now, to be fair, I've watched this movie twice. I don't hate it, but I'm also not a big fan. I don't love it. To me, it was barely a Mortal Kombat movie, aside from, the name Mortal Kombat. Most of the characters were decent, but adding in a new guy when he wasn't really needed and just skipping the tournament altogether, they short-riffed some of the coolest people in the movie. It just sort of made it kind of a meh for me. But that doesn't mean I'm not excited to see if they can course-correct moving forward. For example, one of the things we're being told from Louis Tan, who starred as Cole Young in the first movie and is set to reprise his role in this one, is that there will, in fact, be a tournament, and that it is, quote, 100 times better in the second movie based on what we learned from the first. Now, here's what he recently told Collider. I would say the tone is slightly different. It's a little more ramped up. Like I said, it's hard to tackle and navigate the storyline because they did it with a new character that's not in the game, right? It's like, whose story do we tell? How do we tell it? How do we introduce this to the audience of people that maybe don't know Mortal Kombat as well as some of the fans? And we tackled that problem in the first movie, and now it's just off to the races. We can just go for it. So the second movie has wild, crazy nonsense and is incredible. And I hope he's right, because I do agree. I understand what they were trying to do with the first movie. I don't think it worked that well, but it sounds like he's saying we did that, and we don't have to do that now. We can move on to the part you all love, and I'm hoping that's right. Real quick before we move on, I'm going to mention our sponsor, BustedTees.com. I try not to take up too much of your time, but hey, they're awesome. You can go over to BustedTees.com. You can purchase like cool movie, game, or geek-inspired clothing and whatnot, right? And then at checkout, you're going to drop my code, which is Jason25945. You see it right there on the screen. And if you do that, you're going to get 20% off all that cool stuff. That's Jason25945, and that's BustedTees.com. So back in June, there was a test screening of the movie. Now, I'm assuming this was the movie, it doesn't come out till next year, so it's probably not finished, probably missing a lot of effects, and they may change a few things. But there was a test screening, and we heard some positive feedback, We also heard some negative stuff, but we're going to talk about it. We might venture into some spoilers here, so take it for what it is. And, who knows? A lot could change. So we've heard the film focuses a lot on Johnny Cage, who is played by Karl Urban in this movie. And I both like and dislike this casting. He seems a little old to play Johnny Cage for me, but aside from that, I'm actually okay with it. I really like Karl Urban, and I can see where they see him as Johnny Cage. I just personally picture Johnny Cage a little bit younger, but that's okay. I think he does really well in all the roles he's been given. Now, Louis Tan also gave us his thoughts regarding the character of Johnny Cage in the movie, stating he's bringing a really interesting take on Johnny Cage. I can't talk too much about it, but I can say personally that he's a great guy, and we had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs on set, and I like what he's doing with the character. I think it's really unique. It's maybe different from what people are expecting, but I think he's such a good actor. Now, I'm curious what that means, a unique take, because Johnny Cage is a fairly well-established character already. As long as they keep the kind of cockiness that Johnny Cage is known for, it'll probably be fine. I'm not that worried. As far as plot, we've heard Shao Kahn kills King Jared, takes over his throne, and turns his wife into an undead servant. I assume that'll be Sindel. Princess Katana then sets out to seek revenge. So Katana is also supposed to be one of the main characters of the film and is played by Adeline Rudolph. Other cast members in the movie include Jessica McNamee as Sonya Blade, Makad Brooks as Jax, Tadanobu Asano as Raiden, Ludi Lin as Liu Kang, Chin Han as Shang Tsung, Hiroyuki Sanada as Scorpion, Josh Lawson as Kano, and a bunch more. I hope I got those names right. I'm sorry if I screwed some up. The cast list, if you go check this out, and it's like on IMDb or whatnot, it shows a lot of names that are going to be in this movie. Baraka, for one, who from what we hear is Johnny Cage's first fight. We also know Sindel's going to be in the movie, Jade, Noob Saibot, Quan Chi, but no Sub-Zero. And Sub-Zero is one of my favorite characters, but I'm thinking maybe they feel like they finished that storyline up in the first film, which that's fine. Now, we have heard that a lot of the characters are going to be sidelined throughout this movie because there's so many in it, which tends to be an issue with these kind of films. And again, only the 95 ones seem to understand the way these movies need to be structured. Now, we've heard Urban does a decent job as Johnny Cage, but that it's Katana that stands out in the movie. We've also heard the fight scenes are great, and there's a lot of gore, which is to be expected because, hey, this is Mortal Kombat. So overall, people who have seen this early screening, and again, it's a very early screening, they've suggested that it is better than the first movie, but just. Now, I'm sort of let down to hear that because there's so much they can do with this franchise. And again, we're going to go back to 2013 when Kevin Tancherone, he released this Mortal Kombat Rebirth as evidence of what he could do. Now, that one leaked on the internet. We all saw it. We loved it. It would have worked. The problem is New Line refused to back his film, and instead they gave him the web series, which was Mortal Kombat Legacy, which is pretty damn good. You should go watch that. It's like on YouTube. You can watch it right now. I think it's on Max or something too. Directed by Simon McQuaid and written by Jeremy Slater, Mortal Kombat 2 is set to hit theaters October 24th, 2025. Anyway, what do you think, Minions? Did you like 2021's MK? Are you looking forward to the second one? Drop it in the comments down below. Let me know. Also, I so appreciate those who have given a thumbs up and shared, and to all my fellow Minions who have subscribed. Hell yeah. Thanks, guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And until next time, go check out, Mortal Kombat Legacy or the OG 95 movie. It's great. And, stay awesome.